look up, ask yourself, am I training according to my aspirations? Train to unchain. Unchained potential. Hey guys, I have a very important topic that I want to talk to you guys about today. But a quick update. I just celebrated my 26th birthday. I did not train on my birthday. I took it easy. I actually went to Disney and hung out with some friends. Sometimes I lift on my birthday. I don't believe there's a set protocol like do this many reps on your birthday. I'm not one of those guys. It's whatever goes. I decided that I needed a break from everything, and so I went to Disney and hung out. But I wanted to share with you guys a birthday card that I received from my nephew Colin, and it was humorous and also it just meant a lot to me, just on the few words that he said. But I'll share it with you guys here. It's him, my nephew, I'm assuming, cussing, saying a bad word, and my sister, his mother, saying, "And just where did you learn that word?" And he says, "Don't worry, I always give you credit. Happy birthday to an uncle who's taught me so much." And this is what he wrote in here. He says, "Whatever you do makes me laugh. I got this card because it reminds me of you. There's no one like you. Love, Colin." So I just wanted to share that with you guys, along with a quick update from my birthday. And what we're going to get into today, I receive emails, Facebook messages, text messages, I receive more inquiries or questions about this than anything else, and I love to help people. I will help anyone who needs it. At the same time, I have a company, I have a job, and I can't afford to respond and give every single person all the answers every day. So what I wanted to do is come up with some ideas and some things that I think are going to be very important for your success without getting crazy into details, because again, there's so much of what I'm going to say today that I could break down and I could make individual video blogs about, and I will. There's a couple things that I'll discuss today that I actually will break down and spend 10 minutes talking about just one topic. But what I wanted to do is give you guys who are wondering, this is what I hear all the time. "Hey Billy, I'm just getting back into working out and I want to know some fitness tips or some weightlifting tips, nutrition tips." Insert whatever word you want. They're looking for tips, okay? And they want to know what's the best way and the fastest way, right? That's how we are in society. We want to know the fastest way and the best way to get results. Now, this, like I said, is not an end-all be-all list, but what I've developed for you guys are some ideas that I think will help set you up for the most optimal, the best results possible, okay? And if you guys have any questions about something that I talk about today, feel free to reach out to me, and like I said, I will do my best to answer. I try to always answer everyone's emails and get back to you guys in a timely fashion, but I do have clients that I have to take care of first. So we'll get right into it. First off, I think something that needs to be addressed is that weight training and exercise and nutrition are not exclusive of one another, okay? They go together. They work synergistically. So you will not have good results if you're the type of person who says, "Well, I'm not willing to do anything with my diet, but I'll lift every single day of the week. I will, do cardio every single day of the week, but I'm not willing to give any effort towards nutrition." Vice versa. If you're one of those people who says, "Oh, like eating is not a problem for me. I could eat, these 5 foods every day for the rest of my life, but getting to the gym, like I'm not gonna lift weights. I'm not gonna squat." Like you can't pick and choose, okay? They work synergistically, and you need both of them if you want results. Okay? First thing that I would suggest for you, if you're in this position where you're looking for tips or you're looking to get back into things, I believe it's very important to know how to create goals. Okay, it sounds very trivial and it may even sound stupid, like, oh, create a goal, like that's easy. Actually sit down and think about what it is that you're looking for, and start to think about, like, what I hear a lot of the times from women are, I want to lose weight. One, do you really want to lose weight? Is it the number on the scale that you are looking to change? Or is it the way that you look, the way that you feel, the way that your clothes fit, the way that you look naked? Is that what you're looking for? Or are you, like, the only reason you want to exercise is for the number on the scale to change? Because I will tell you firsthand, if that's what you if that's why you're thinking about getting into a training program and a nutrition program, is to just merely change the number on the scale, I think you need to take some time and rethink why it is that you're going to get involved in it. Now, once you develop your goals, I think there should be a couple short-term goals and also some long-term goals. And I believe in the power of writing things down. Write it down. Make yourself a little journal. I do, like right now, I read stuff off of my notes on my phone, but I'll sit down and if I have a thought, I'll just start jotting it down. Or if I decide I want, I'll sit down and really take some time to think about how much, what's my goal, what do I want to squat in the next 6 months? What do I want, my deadlift to be? And I write these down. Hold yourself accountable. Even tell some of your friends. I think that's a great way. Tell a buddy, hey man, I'm looking to deadlift 600 pounds, in the next 6 months, so that he can maybe say the next time he chats with you, hey man, how's it going? Are you getting closer to your goal? And if you've been sandbagging and kind of sloughing off, you're held accountable for that. So don't just, and I think that's what scares people when they think about making goals, is like, well, if I make this goal, what happens if I don't reach it? Am I a failure? No, not at all. But write it down, be held accountable, tell a couple friends, tell some of the people that you like going to the gym with, tell someone in your family, tell someone at work. Be held accountable for what it is that you want to do. And if you don't reach that goal, that's okay. Reevaluate, come up with a couple more, and keep working towards that one big goal, or those two big goals. But I think it's important to have mini goals along the way. So they can be, and they should be, small starting out, and then as you check each one off, that empowers you, and you begin to really work towards that big goal, and you start to feel like it's doable, it's something that you can achieve. So after you set up your goals and you decide what it is that you want to do, the first thing that I would suggest doing is figuring out your baseline food intake. Okay, don't start eating really good food and then say, all right, it looks like I'm ingesting about 1,800 calories. Eat what you've been eating, don't change anything, but start to log your food and start to track what you're doing for about a week, and average out that week's food intake. And that's going to be, as long as your weight didn't go way up or way down, as long as it kind of leveled off, stayed the same for a week, you can be reasonably sure that that's close to a baseline, like, metabolism for you. Excuse me. Now once you figure out what that is, you need to manipulate your food intake based on your goals. And I can't spend too much time here. I have a lot of other things I want to get to, but if your goal is to change your body composition or lose weight, or if your goal is to gain weight and put on lean muscle tissue, you're going to need to manipulate based on your maintenance level. You're going to have to go a little bit above that or a little bit below that in terms of caloric intake. And what's going to be important is how much protein, fat, and carbs. It's not necessarily here's my baseline of 1800 calories, I need to ingest 1900. It's a step further than that. It's not just eat 1900 calories, but what makes up those 1900 calories. If you just ate 1900 calories of all carbs, no protein and no fat, that is not going to help you get to your goal. So it has a lot more to do with just calories in and calories out. You're going to need to find out what's the most optimal ratio of protein, fat, and carbs based on your goal. Everything is going to revert back to your goal. If you have a weight loss goal, it's going to need to be below that, which is going to kind of lead me to my next topic. A lot of times, when I'm doing a consultation with a client, when we figure out how much they're intaking, they're not at a level where they're ready to reduce their calories or manipulate their macronutrients, and they're not ready to be put into a caloric deficit, okay, because they don't have the metabolic capacity. They're not eating enough where it's safe for them to start reducing and working towards the weight loss or the body composition goal that they're desiring. So this is a topic, and I will create a video blog about this entire topic so you can understand it in a little bit more detail. But again, if you're not intaking a lot of food and you have a body composition or weight loss goal, you might need to spend some time what's called a reverse diet. And if you guys are looking for articles or other video blogs on this topic, reach out to me, and I will make one. But in the meantime, I can send you a link to a couple different people that I think do a great job of explaining the process of, okay, I have metabolic damage, my food intake is very low, and I need to get it up higher so that I can eventually work towards this body composition goal that I have. Now, how do I go about reverse dieting? So I will create a blog about that, but in the meantime, if you're really eager to have some information on that, I have some great resources for you guys, so reach out to me and I'll love to help. And next we're going to get into training, and again, this stuff is all very broad, and I can go into more detail if anyone has questions. But training wise, I'm going to keep this very simple. I have people say, what's the best weightlifting routine? How many reps and how many sets of bench press should I do? And I hate to say it, but at a very broad level, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do. I had people come up to me when I was personal training, and they would say, "What do you think I should do? 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 10?" As if that right there was going to be the difference between results and failure. It's not like that, okay? So it really doesn't matter. What I believe does matter is the movements and the exercises that you choose to do. And so, being broad here, I'm going to tell you, along with your nutrition, if you're looking to get back into the swing of things, or you have some goals that you want to start working towards, compound movements, multi-joint movements, okay? So things like squatting, deadlifting, hip thrust, bench press, overhead pressing, weighted cardio. Don't just do cardio. Add weight to your cardio, okay? Stress the body so it has to respond and adapt, okay? So your training should be your compound movements, your multi-joint movements. When you're taking your body through ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, when you're taking your body through those joints where your body is moving through those joints are bending and moving when they're placed under a load, okay? And to further that a little bit, lift heavy, okay? And this isn't, I'm brand new to exercise and I'm 110 pounds and I put 300 pounds on the bar. Heavy is a relative term, relative to the individual, okay? So heavy to me is going to look different than heavy to a professional strongman athlete or a 55-year-old woman, okay? All those heavies are going to be different. They're relative to the person. So lift heavy and use those big compound movements and do them more frequently. Don't just squat once a week. Don't just deadlift once a week. I'm not telling you to squat every single day, maybe not starting out, right? But increase to 2 times a week and see what happens. And as your body starts to respond and adapt to that, maybe move to 3 times a week. Don't get so caught up in bicep curls or these isolation movements. They're great. Throw them in there and give yourself, allow your body some time to recover from those big movements that you've been doing. But don't be so focused on the reps and the sets and the rest period and these small muscle group isolation movements. Work on the big compound lifts. Make sure that the load or the weight on the bar is heavy relative to you. Pair that with your nutrition, and it will help you get to where you want to be. Okay? Cardio. This is kind of one of the last things I'm going to talk about. If you don't like cardio, don't do cardio. If you like an activity that just so happens to also increase your heart rate, like playing basketball, rock climbing, if you like to ride bikes, if you have kids and you love like running around the yard with them, that's okay. Do activities that you love to do. But if you hate cardio, don't do cardio just to do cardio. Don't do steady state cardio. Let me reiterate that. Don't do steady state cardio. Don't just sit on a treadmill if you don't like to. Find activities that you like to do that just so happen to get your heart rate up. And if you don't like cardio at all, or you don't have any activities that you like to do, then my best advice is get in and get out. Get really intense. The amount of energy or the amount of calories that you're going to burn is going to be directly relation to how much intensity you put forth in your workout. So if you go in for cardio and you give like 5 out of 10 effort because you're walking on an incline on the treadmill, or you're slowly going at it on the elliptical, you didn't place enough stress on your body to make it respond and to make it have to work really hard to recover. So I would say those are lower intensity cardio activities, and they're going to produce less of a caloric expenditure. Something like coming into the gym and doing sprints, like 8 or 10 sets of sprints, extremely intense, that is going to place a stress on the body and force it to adapt. So if you don't like activities that happen to be cardio, and you do need some cardio based on your training goals, get in and get out. Get intense and then beat it. Get the hell out of there. You start doing everything right, where you're ready to really start focusing on things like meal frequency, meal timing, supplementation, come talk to me. But until then, do the basics right, build a foundation, and worry about the rest later. So just to recap, it's important to understand that nutrition and exercise go together. It's important to develop and become a good goal setter. Find out what it is that you really want. Make sure it's measurable, that you could, and also write it down, be held accountable for the goals that you do create. And understand that there's a balance, like an old school balance. There is what I want on one side and what I'm willing to put in. Now, if what you want and what you're willing to put in aren't equal, if they don't balance out, then you need to do 2 things. You need to either take what it is you want, and you need to change that. You need to say, okay, I guess I'm not willing to put that much work in to get that result. So you need to maybe bring your idea, bring your goals down a little bit. Or maybe it's a matter of you saying, all right, I need to put a little bit more into it. Okay, so make sure that things balance out. Nutrition-wise, find a baseline. Find out how much food you're eating on a normal day, on a normal daily basis, and then manipulate that number based on your training goals, whether it's to gain lean muscle tissue, if it's maintenance, or if it's body composition reduction, like weight loss related. And if you're not at a level that is safe for you to start manipulating from, then you may need to reverse diet. and I will link some different people who I think do a great job of explaining it, and I will also do my own video blog on just that topic alone, because I feel it's that important. Once you have your nutrition kind of a decent grasp on that, training wise, movements should be compound multi-joint movements, okay? Don't get fancy. Keep it basic, keep it simple, lift heavy relative to you, and train the big muscle groups, the squatting, the deadlifting, the hip thrust, bench press, overhead press. Train these big movements, train them more frequently. Don't just do them once a week, you know. Start incorporating them twice a week, and as you become more comfortable, as your body starts to adapt to that, maybe throw them in 3 times a week. Once you have a good grasp on that, cardio is the third thing that we talked about. Again, that is, try to do, if you like doing activities that just so happen to be cardio, that's okay, do that. If you don't like to do activities that are cardio, then get really intense with it. High intensity interval training is probably the best way to go about things. Okay, sprint, get in and get out. Okay, push a prowler, push a car, pull a sled. Keep it simple, get really intense, and lastly, supplements, meal timing, meal frequency, all those things, don't stress about them. Don't worry about them, okay? Get the horse in front of the carriage first, and then worry about it, okay? If the horse is behind the carriage, you're not going anywhere. So worry about the basics and the foundational fundamental principles first, and once you start doing everything right, then start to think about, you know, what protein powder you should use. Should I use an isolate or a casein protein? It really doesn't matter until you start doing every other thing right, and even then, it's such a small portion. Like, if you're doing everything perfect, it might give you 1 or 2% boost, okay? So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My website it's getting really close, okay? And once it's done, I'm gonna always link that so you guys can check out different things that I'm doing, blogging, training tips, stuff like that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Unchained Potential. Follow me on Instagram, it's The Nasty Natty. I have a trainer Facebook page as well as a regular Facebook page. I generally will put my video blogs on both of them, but add me as a friend on there and follow me, and I'll continue to try to give you guys good information, stuff that I think that you guys can use. And I'm all about helping people, okay? That's why I started this company. Everyone has a potential. It's there. It needs to be unchained, okay? And if you don't know how to go about doing that, reach out to someone who does. I so happen to be someone who knows a good amount about that. So if you have questions and you're thinking about, how do I unchain my potential? How do I get better? Okay, what are things that I can do? That's what I'm here for. That's what this company's all about. Getting better every day, going up. We always go up, okay? Don't forget that. Unchain your potential, guys. Thank you for watching.